Hello and welcome to the video. This will be an intro and the cost analysis of the RUSH X Luxury Yacht built by Sunseeker in 2015. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and give it a like, as well as comment below if you have any questions or comments. The RUSH X is a 26.3 meter luxury yacht. It could be called mid-size, as there are much smaller yachts for 4 to 5 persons and also much bigger ones. It has space for 8 guests and 4 crew members, which might include a captain, chef, cleaning and possibly a waiter mixer personnel. The 8 guests might be 2 families, a family with guests, or different private or business events with business guests, or any other combo you can imagine. It has plenty of comfort and entertainment options. Some tech specs before we get to the cost analysis. It is driven by two 1600 horsepower diesel engines, which results in 3200 horsepower power output in sum. The fuel consumption is not even very high for this power. It has a claimed 1000 nautic miles range with 11,000 liters of fuel capacity, which means it consumes 11 liters per nautic mile. That means 11 liters per 1.85 kilometers. And this results in roughly 600 liter consumption per 100 kilometer. And in turn it means that at 10 knots, which is the cruise speed for this range, 100 kilometer travel takes 5.4 hours. That means the consumption is actually 110 liters per hour, if this claimed range is true. According to another website, the range should be 1500 nautic miles, which would mean a consumption of 2/3 of this, which means 400 liters per 100 km or about 70 liters per hour. Both numbers would be plausible when you compare this with the engine specification, as the engines would run at low power at 10 knots, where the maximum speed is 30 knots, which would mean 4 to 5 times more power required. Anyway, the result of our gross calculations show that sailing with this boat consumes around 70 to 100 liters of diesel per hour. So if you sail for 4 hours per day when using it and go a little faster time to time, it will be around 400 to 800 liters per day, because fuel consumption goes up exponentially with speed. So now some price and cost details, so that in the end we can calculate the whole cost of usage of this boat. This vessel is actually not listed for sale, so no exact price information is available. But there are very similar boats of the same shipyard available, which are a couple of years newer and list for around 5.6 million. So based on this information, I would guess the price of this vessel around $4.5 million. The chartering price is quite clear. It is $48,000 per week. So roughly 1% of the berth per week, which is a whopping 52% a year. However, this charter price is usually without crew and without fuel, and without other amenities like food and everything else, the small things. We already calculated the fuel consumption for a relaxed 4 hours sailing per day, so with European prices you can count with 1,000 to 1,500 euros per day for fuel. That is 7,000 to 10,000 per week on fuel costs, if you actually also use this boat and don't only stay in the harbor with it. Crew costs are not easy, because I only know freelance prices from other sectors, but I would guess that the captain would cost around 100 euros per hour, and the other staff, cleaning and whatever, would cost around 50 per hour. So you can calculate with around $250 euros, whatever, per hour on personnel costs. If these estimates are somewhat accurate, then paying these staff 14 hours a day equates to 3,500 euros per day on personnel costs. This means another 25,000 per week. But even if it's half of that and you get cheap personnel, even half of that is not very cheap. I mean, 10k extra costs per week is quite okay. All in all, we are at around 70 to 90k per week for such an experience, which is 40k per family if you calculated 2 families on the boat. And this budget of 40k for a week holiday is about 10 times that what I usually spend for a week holiday with the family. So it is not completely out of reach, but it's a little expensive. If I add to it the fact that I often see in ports boats staying where kids just swiping on their phone and getting bored, being bored, I don't know if it's a really good option to spend your money on holidays. Maybe if you really expect guests, different guests for the week, or you only charter it for a weekend, this could be fun, but 1 week for such a confined space is quite long, I think. What is your opinion on the topic? Have you ever tried chartering a yacht? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you watched it so far, please give it a like and subscribe, and until next time, cheers, bye bye.